FNCS Divisional Cups are back. We got yet another look at how so many of our different LAN teams are looking before the Global Championships officially start. And we also got some fun duo discussions where MrSavage said that one of his main potential options he wants to play with is Clix. We're going to talk about all of that and so much more. Real quick before this video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. And we are also less than 300 subs away from 113,000 subscribers. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. If you guys want to watch any of these Div Cup finals with me, follow me on my Twitch, linked in the description down below. Without further ado though, let's talk about the potential MrSavage and Clix duo possibility. Alright, so let's start this video off by MrSavage talking about his most realistic duo options, and then we will also show a phone call that he had with Clix where he talked about the potential of them duoing together.
These are the options, I think, which in my opinion are pretty good. It's looking like McGraw, Clix, or Panzer if Malibu decides to play with someone else. You heard that from yourself.
I heard that you're retiring, so I don't want to get into something that you're retired in, you know?
Okay, and if I give you a promise I'm not retiring?
If you give me a promise I'm not, you know, you're not retiring, I can think about it.
So you're coming to Norway?
Wait, no. I thought you're coming to Dallas.
So you're saying you would play with me if I come to Dallas after globals?
I would put it as an option.
Okay, that's good to know, bro.
I would think about it.
All right, well,
that's all I can say right now. I'm gonna be honest.
all right, well, keep thinking about it, bro, and when the time gets close, let's talk, bro.
Alright, so now what are my thoughts on this entire situation? Do I actually think a Clix and MrSavage duo could happen? I think the only way that this is even a possibility, as they pretty much said in the clip right here, is MrSavage would have to move back to NA. I don't see any way that Clix would move to EU to play with MrSavage. And I feel like as of right now in this current moment, Clix might potentially be MrSavage's best option, but I feel like Clix is probably going to get some better teammate options than MrSavage. It really just depends on what Iamzo and Higgs are going to be doing, because if Iamzo and Higgs are going to be sticking with each other for duos, then if he's the odd man out of his trio, then of course he's gonna have to find a completely new teammate. Obviously the MrSavage and Clix team dynamic should work in theory, as MrSavage has been the IGL for his trio. He literally IGL'd his team to the global championships, and Clix has been playing in that fragging role for the past like 2 years now at this point. And also at the same time, you're literally putting the biggest creator on NA with the biggest creator on EU. Like, the content that would come out of this duo would be like 2 of the 3 most popular players in all of Fortnite teaming up with each other. Let me know in the comments section down below if you think 1, this is even a realistic possibility, and 2, who you guys actually want to see MrSavage duo with, because I think I do pretty much agree with him that his main current options are going to be between Clix, Mongrel, and Pink. And obviously, like I said earlier, Clix is definitely the best player out of those 3. I think this duo is really just going to come down to what Clix actually wants to do though. Now moving on to how day 1 of opens went, the trio that is currently in first place, a very positive sign out of this trio, it is the team of Agers, Acorn, and Poyo. I think they need a very big week after failing to qualify for the most recent Evo Cup and not even finishing inside of the top 5 for the most recent Div Cup. They finished with 588 points, won 3 out of their 9 matches, and got the most elims of the day as well, finishing with 174 total elims. Second place was Mudshadow and Sphinx, another one of our LAN teams. They finished with 569 points, won 3 out of their 10 matches, and got 141 total elims. Third place, another one of our LAN teams of Reed Cooper and Curly on 560. Fourth place is our first non-LAN team on this leaderboard. It is a brand new trio though. It is Rise playing with his 2 underrated fraggers of G-Money and Josh. They finished on 537. Fifth place, another one of our LAN trios of Clix, Iamzo, and Higgs on 519. I want to see, and I'm also expecting a top 3 finish out of Clix's trio this week, so I'm very excited to see what they can do. Sixth place was Threats, Ozone, and Chimp on 474. Seventh place was Blake's trio. Eighth place was H-Cube. Ninth place was Stifferoon. Rooney, and then rounding out the top 10 was Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts, another one of our land trios on 402. So 5 out of our 10 teams inside of the top 10 were our NA teams that are going to be representing North America at the Global Championships. Some of the other land teams is like 17th place of Ritual Cold and Peterbot. So yes, Cold did end up coming back to play the Div Cups now. It looks like he just doesn't play Eval Cups. They didn't necessarily have like the craziest day or nothing, only finishing with 362 points in 10 total matches. But compared to their performance last week, where they weren't even in the top 100 after day 1, I think they would definitely much rather be in the current position that they are in right now. 18th place are Brazil Goats of Phaser King and PH Zen on 362 also. And then our main non-land team that I also want to highlight is 22nd place of Curve Tyler and Craze on 356. This is the trio that was able to win an Eval Cup game, place 2nd place in the most recent Div Cup, and have one of the best POIs on the entire map, completely uncontested. I think our main land trio that is currently not on pace to qualify, I feel like I've been saying this for pretty much every single one of the recent tournaments, but it is Visuals Braids and Diminished in 89th place. They only have 240 points after day 1. They're going to need a pretty substantial day 2 to be able to qualify for the finals, and I'm always hoping for the most stacked finals as possible, and so I am really going to be rooting for these guys to hopefully clutch up the day 2 qual. Something else that was really cool that Fortnite Competitive did, they actually removed a region lock for all Div 1 events for the FNCS Global Championship qualified players. So the 99 players that are going to be at the LAN event were instantly placed in Div 1 on any region so that they can get the most practice as possible. Honestly, something that they didn't have to do at all, but that was so cool, and I just wanted to talk about it in case you were wondering why there were so many different regions playing on their non-normal region. NA was super fun today. Let's actually move on to how EU went now though. Now in EU, the trio that is currently leading the pack is first place, our land trio of Chris, Tayson, and Chicho. They finished on 532 points, won 4 out of their 9 matches, and got 91 total elims. This trio, from their 5-0 versus Verdoxy last week, to them then finishing top 8 in the finals, to now currently being in first place after day 1, they are looking super primed up for the Global Championships. Second place is Ice, third place is Snozy, fourth place is Della, fifth place is Scary, sixth place is Karama, seventh place is Cade, eighth place we finally have another one of our full official LAN teams, and they are finally back. It is the trio of Chat, MrSavage, and Rezon. They concluded day 1 on 406 points, won 3 out of their 10 matches, and got 75 total elims as well. You could see that Rezon was a little bit rusty at the beginning of this tournament, but then he was able to have an absolutely nasty solo clutch, which should be playing in the background right here. And then him and Chap also had some other good duo clutch games as well. Opens really hasn't been an issue for this trio over the past couple of weeks, and I definitely am more curious to see how they're going to perform in a set lobby finals now, but definitely a very strong day 1 for them, especially after not playing the last 2 tournaments together. Ninth place is another one of our LAN teams of iDrop, Hari, and Cammy. This trio also continues to just look so good in general. Fourth place in the Div Cup, won multiple games of Eval this season, and currently fully uncontested at LAN. I expect some big things for them at this year's Global Championships. And then rounding out the top 10 is another trio that I also expect some big things for, but more in relativity to potentially winning, and that is the trio of Vino, Vico, and Flixie on 396. They unfortunately were not able to win any games today, but they did still finish with 101 elims. There were other big name trios and some other LAN teams that are also currently in that top 33 on pace to be able to qualify, is like 16th place of Venya Pixie and Marius on 384, 17th place of Focus, Mixed, and Upple on 382. I think Focus's trio and also the trio that is in 20th place of Pixstorm and Demus have a lot to prove this weekend. They should both be trios that are going to be fully uncontested at their POIs, and both of them are coming off of a rough week 1 where they were also uncon. But I really do want to see these trios perform to their full potential to try to get a grasp on how they're actually going to look at globals now. Some of the big names that we have just outside of that pace is like 1 spot off in 34th place of Swizzy, Queasy, and Merch Dash on 342. They won 1 of their 10 matches and finished with 85 total elims as well. Not the best, not the worst day for them. Hopefully they can have a good day 2 and secure the qual. In 81st place, we have the trio of Pingwax and Malabuka. This trio has only qualified for one singular Eval Cup finals and failed to qualify for last week's Div 1 finals as well. For a trio that a lot of people are saying could potentially place inside of the top 5 at this year's Global Championships, they are looking to be currently fully uncontested. I don't know if the drop spot is the problem. I don't know if this trio is just declining, but this is definitely not a good sign for a trio that has a lot of expectations on them. Speaking of a trio that has high expectations, in 93rd place, we have our reigning defending EU FNCS champions of Chino Pablo and Ferdoxy. We saw Ferdoxy end up tweeting out what the heck happened, and then Raz ended up responding and he said, "It's fine, you just need a Queasy/Pete type day 2. And then Ferdoxy responded, "It ain't just about today." And then he pretty much just showed a list of his recent placements. And you can tell this is almost nowhere near on the level of standard that they were at before. Raz ended up responding, "Wrong focus at the moment, I guess, but I don't see the full picture." And I don't know if he's alluding to potentially because Ferdoxy has been streaming so much recently, and maybe that is taking away his focus from his actual competitive play, since he has basically just been streaming everything. But yeah, this team is definitely going to need a very big day 2. And since Tayson is in first place right now, it's looking like he's almost guaranteed to qualify. And if Ferdoxy's team wants to get even more practice off spawn versus Tayson, especially leading into globals now, they really need to qualify for this finals. And then our other LAN team that is going to need a very massive day 2 is 142nd place of Seti, Yapko, and Panzer. Seti and Yapko have also not played the past 2 tournaments with Panzer because he was in the process of getting his visa. This is also their first tournament that they were landing at the Kappa Kappa factory, because if you guys didn't know, Seti has officially changed his drop spot for the Global Championships, and they are leaving a triple contest versus King's Trio to now go and contest Kappa Kappa. And so there's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve to the drop spot, and even just getting used to playing with Panzer again instead of the fills that they have been playing with. But this is also a trio that's going to need a very big day 2. Other than that though, remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. YouTube says enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Remember to follow me on my Twitch if you guys want to watch the finals of this tournament with me. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.